Hey, Donna AR
Oh,
127,
the
Don R.
audacity of this green flag.
Somebody just asked, I'm new Army. Where do I find out more information? Great question. AP529.com. There's an about section. We have a Discord server. We have a blog. We have everything, but it's all right there.
We have a lot going on.
We have a
There's
lot
a
going on.
We're just too
Sometimes
tired to
when we
talk
list
about
out
it
what we
anymore.
do, we forget what we do
Yep.
because there's so much of it.
I had to kind of list what we do, like for the newsletter today when I was writing it. And I was like, why do we do so much? But then I was like,
Meanwhile, all of us remembering the meetings where somebody goes, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this?
yeah.
It's been a year of
I
ADHD
heard a couple of things
squirreling
that
in a
we were
new
supposed to.
project.
I remember we talked about things that we wanted to do in the last couple of months that we haven't even started yet.
I know.
Fine.
Well, one of the
No.
things I thought was funny, they want to start is finally start an actual book club a year later.
Of course.
I mean, we have a book
We need to have a book club.
channel
We need a book club.
on the Discord.
We're doing all kinds of things now.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew it would take a while because there were some things that we thought about in the beginning that like when we would suggest them it would be like crickets in the server, and it was just because we didn't have like enough people really, I think, at the time. But now we have like, which we're gonna get to that in a second, but I think we have enough people now where people are like, hey, what about a book club? Hey, what if we do like
Yeah.
a crafting club?
Well, we don't have to do it all ourselves, which makes a big
Right.
difference.
Other
Yeah.
people are like, we'll do it, and we're like,
Right.
cool.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you do that. You go have fun with that.
You want to do something? You want
Having
to.
one of those like
Yeah.
Jimin and Jungkook moments where we're like, "Are you sure?"
Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
Are you
Hey guys,
sure?
can I get a sound check? Because I'm wearing new headphones.
I hear
Okay?
you.
Fine, you sound
Yeah,
fine.
You?
Yeah, I hear you fine. You hear anything
I got
weird?
new ones. No,
No,
I
we
got
don't
new
have
ones
anything
too.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still on sale, but the AirPod Pros were like 30% off the other day. Yeah,
Ooh.
that was, which I thought was a substantial discount for Apple.
Are they these ones?
No iPhone, only Galaxy. Sorry.
Yeah, well, this is the, yep,
Only
there it is.
Galaxy.
There it is. Yeah,
Well,
apparently, so my husband told me that they can actually, they're so sensitive they can be used as hearing aids
that's
for some
that's
people.
why.
Oh, Katie
So
said
my
Riven,
dad
Riven
my
said you
dad
both
got
from
COVID
the
like
headphones.
8 weeks
Sorry.
ago, and he got an ear infection from it. And he let it get so bad that he now has partial hearing loss, which they're hoping will go away. They're giving him steroids to see if they can reduce the swelling. But we were like, well, like before you jump all the way, like my sister was like, well, why don't you try out my AirPods and we'll see. So,
I'm
and
looking
Wow.
them
then I
up
went and
right
looked
now.
at
My
them.
husband needs those.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know, this
don't.
I love
I,
everything about
I,
this discussion because this
I,
is what Hag Army talk about.
listen, guys,
Yep.
I feel it is very important for me to say that you cannot fine tune the volume to the exact type of hearing loss you have with AirPods. So
Yeah,
please,
it's
for the
not a
love of
hearing.
all
That's
that
It's
is
fair.
not a
good,
hearing aid.
It's a little
go
boost. It boosts the
see a
sound.
hearing
It is not a
specialist.
hearing aid.
But it's perfect for men who refuse to admit that they have a
Yes.
hearing problem and need hearing aids, like
What?
my spouse.
What?
That's called
Uh,
selective hearing loss. It's not real.
It's stopgap.
I will
Yes.
say, I heard the phrase from my sister's family this week. So one of her kids was looking for something. She goes, are you looking like mom would look or like dad would look?
Fair.
And I was like, that's the best thing
Fair.
I've ever heard.
Yep.
Fair.
We don't hate men,
Fair.
by the
Fair.
way,
Fair.
just
No, we don't.
sometimes.
We don't hate men.
Just our husbands sometimes.
Yeah, just our head. But we still married them.
Yep.
I married no one.
For which they
Yeah,
celebrate.
some
Married
of us.
one. I don't like him anymore.
Life
I
choices.
am
We're not
married.
together.
Zero. I am marked safe from marriage.
Mark safe.
Listen,
Hashtag
listen.
safe from marriage.
I married mine and went, wow, this was a mistake. And so I noped out of that situation.
See,
Mm.
I was your
noped out
dog.
early. I noped out early. I was like, this
That's
friendship looks
hilarious.
not great for me.
Okay, quit. I'm super happy for you, and I'm gonna let you get married, but I'm out.
You're
None for me,
deuces.
Chuck the
thanks.
deuces.
Yeah. Um.
Anyway, so yeah, they have some cool technology. They are not hearing aids. And also,
They are not.
disclaimer, if your ear really hurts after you get sick, go to the doctor because bad
Yeah,
stuff happens if you don't get
that's
it
a good
treated.
idea. That's a really good idea. I
Good
feel.
idea.
Oh,
Good idea.
We can usually prevent things if you'll come to us quickly enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, what about them BTS guys, right?
Yeah.
Is this
Did we
about
even talk
BTS?
about BTS?
What
Who are
about
we
those
talking about
BTS
today?
guys? You know, what have they been up to? What have they
I
been
guess
doing?
that not everybody knows all of our inside jokes because they haven't been here for all of them. But
Yeah, these guys. Occasionally, we have somebody pop in a live, be like, "Are you guys ever going to talk about BTS?"
we
It's
need
like,
to
yeah,
talk
like,
about
but
BTS.
we like to chit chat, and
We have other
let
lives.
people arrive fashionably late.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not even up to our normal numbers yet, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody is giving feedback. I hear like somebody after the fact.
I think it's
It-
Kate. Like Ribbon said, she thinks that Katie might be giving a little bit of feedback. She said that her headphones might be a little too loud.
I don't know
It's
how
like
that
a
works
buzz.
though. Here, let me turn them off, and let
She turned herself off instead of the headphones, but it's okay. She'll be back.
It's not
Isn't
Leslie. Yeah, it's not Leslie this time.
Oh, she's in, she's out.
She's in, she's out, she's in, she's out, she's in, she's out. Stephanie, do you want to tell them what this is, what our live is today, in case we do have any new people? What we do on Sundays as opposed to
Yeah,
Wednesdays?
sorry. I was like, what is our live actually?
I don't know. What is
What day are we on?
What is our life? Our life.
Listen,
What is our life?
Listen, we do make sure we put the day of the week at the very top of this agenda because none of us can keep track of shit.
Thankfully.
All around.
According to the agenda, today is a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yay! Sunday!
Okay, yes. So we do 2 lives here at Army Project 529. We have 2 lives per week. We have a Wednesday night live that we do over on our YouTube page, and then we have a Sunday night live that we do here on this page. And our Wednesday nights are usually just kind of the news and the highlights that have happened that week. And then our Sundays we do the latest news that we didn't get to cover that happened since Wednesday. And then we dive deep into another topic. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Tonight we will have a little bit more news to discuss because we didn't have a live on Wednesday because it was Christmas. And so we have all kinds of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. But we will be talking. Don't worry, I'm going to say this now. Get it out of the way. We will be talking about Taehyung, you guys, tonight because yes, it's his birthday. It's not technically his birthday here yet in the States, but it's almost his birthday, and it is his birthday. Not his birthday anymore. Wait. Anyway, we're in the period of his birthday. It's been his birthday in South Korea already. We're almost at his birthday here in the States. So we will be talking about Taehyung later on in the live. Make sure to stick around for that. We will be having giveaways. So make sure you stick around for that.
That's a little reminder, guys. We're doing a good number of giveaways on Wednesday for our anniversary live.
Yeah, I have that.
So if you want some free stuff, perhaps some albums, that would not be a good one to miss.
Yep.
That one's
Yeah.
going to be good.
Yep.
I love giveaways. People are so cute when they win. I've never won anything. It's cute.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I think I figured it out.
Uh-oh.
What?
Is it
I'm supposed to
Alexa?
know what she's talking
Is it
about.
Alexa?
Is it
Is she
Alexa?
fighting with Alexa?
And we blame Alexa in the
She's going to
situation.
punch Alexa.
Okay, so I'm kind of in a bad situation because while we're waiting for her to come back, my door opened and I can hear all the noise downstairs, but I'm in a different chair that I pulled up and there's no graceful way to get out of this chair with it on a live.
Mm.
So I'm gonna
Can you sink down to the floor slowly?
I'm gonna here. I don't know. Look at my painting.
Oh, that's a nice painting. We can comment on the art.
That painting is so pretty.
We can pull an June and talk about the art on the wall. Well, first contemplate. Oh, just back.
Okay, well then it wasn't me. I thought it was because I have like a little, like tiny little space heater, and I thought maybe that was what you guys were hearing, but apparently not. Because
If I go out and I come back, then I screw up the whole thing. But I don't have anything plugged in.
I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything.
Christina's checking her headphones right now.
Yeah, I don't hear it at all. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. So
It's like a
out like a
tiny speaker voice after us. It's like a tiny delayed audio.
yeah.
Weird.
It
Oh.
kind of
anything
sounds
that's
like
new,
the
the shit show that you're watching right now is just the norm. So this is
Yeah, welcome guys.
Here we
Welcome to 8529
I
Live.
cannot
This is
hear
how it happens.
anything.
So it's like very minute and it's not overwhelming. So I think it's fine. But it kind of sounds like a buzz of a bee.
Can anyone who has access to a keyboard answer the what is AP529 question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sugar black pepper. Yeah, well, but on a more serious note, we want to say somebody already asked. Yes, we did hear about the plane crash in South Korea. We're obviously very sad about that. The entire country of South Korea is mourning. If you follow BTS on Twitter, they did announce today that they're not going to be posting anything for Tae's birthday on his birthday. For that reason, which we totally understand, because I believe the country has declared a week of mourning. So we hope we'll see something delayed, and they've been encouraging people to go to Weverse to send birthday messages, and lots of people have been sending birthday messages. They're just not going to post them themselves out of respect, which I think is probably the right move. So yeah,
In addition, you're not going to see his birthday slide high on the trending because out of respect for the 7 days of mourning, Twitter Army are not using hashtags and trending terminology. So
just if you see different response to the birthday, that is why, and I think we all understand. Yep, and let's see. This feels like poor timing. I'm going to move this one down.
okay.
I mean, everything else is like yay. So there's no good segue here.
Yeah, there's no good. There's no good. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
So guys,
Go ahead.
do you want to go?
Yeah, Lisa, go.
You move the thing, so I'm next.
Yeah, I can go if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We talked a little bit last Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, because we weren't live on Wednesday. Last Sunday, we talked about how our Discord has. I do hear it now, but it's not me because I have the same setup I've always had. So I don't know. Anyway, we talked about how our Discord has been growing, and it continues to do so. It has continued to do so. It has slowed down, but we are almost at 3,000 members in our Discord server. Since
We like doubled last week.
yeah, a week and a half, we doubled our numbers. So
Slight panic.
like, in the long run, it's good. In the long run, it's good because we are revamping kind of like the whole server, and we've created. There were some things that were kind of already in the works, but like bumped it up to like the top of the list, and we have like a whole new hospitality team now, and we have more volunteers and people. It's just as soon as you come into the Discord, it's like a whole fucking welcome mat.
Yep. Somebody will get you plugged in for sure.
Yeah.
As plugged in as you want to be, I guess, is the important part of that.
Yeah.
So, with the boost in the server, we got a whole influx of people in the map. We're 9 people away from hitting 5,000. So, please, if you're not in the map, be one of the 9 that makes up hit 5,000 before 2025. That would be awesome.
If you're not in the map, what are you doing?
Right.
what are you even 529ing?
Do you even go here? I'm kidding. You can be on the map if you want to be on the map. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
It's a good argument to actually say, you know, there's this many people in the map in this area. Maybe we can pull a concert.
Oh wow.
Wow.
The data could be used by those who gather data for concert showing purposes.
Uh-oh, Patricia, the question is what map?
The map,
Patricia,
map
you're on.
in our website, ap529.com. You can find the map. There's a lot of armies that have put their info there. We only have handles from social media in your general location. We don't take the address, and we actually move the pin a little bit so we are not in the exact place for safety reasons. But you can find people in your area, in your general area, that are armies and together, because this is what we're about. We're about community and like making army friends. So, yeah.
I feel like we didn't have our Wednesday live, and it just like threw us all the fuck off.
It totally threw us off.
It's off. We're all like, "What the fuck is this? What are we doing?
Not that we've done this for a year
That's
already.
that.
There you
Not
go.
that we've done this for a year.
So you can go in and you put your own little
Pin.
army bomb on your location, and this is all the people. And then look at that. Look at the United States. If you click on one, see if I can do it here. Then you come over here and it gives their social media handle. That way you can reach out to them if you want to make friends in your area. Or if you're going to go on vacation somewhere and you want some friends, that's a great way to do it too.
We've actually seen a lot of people reach out to places they're vacationing and find army in that area using the map. So that's been pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
One of the cutest things too is when you guys meet each other. Sorry, my husband just turned on the vacuum. When you guys meet each other and then you post pictures.
This is the time.
I know. Right now.
Tell him we need him to be slightly less of a green flag on Wednesdays and Sunday nights. That back a little.
I
Now
swear.
is the time to vacuum.
Yeah.
Now.
I know. But yeah. Anyway,
Why not?
map fun. Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Nice.
Totally.
All right. Let me show you. All right, are you
Announce-
ready? Okay, here we go. Jin Retro Series merch out now, available on the website.
I'm gonna bury the lead a little bit there. Yeah, but yeah. The retro series, Jin. There it is.
There it is. There's the design up and ready.
I already ordered mine.
Aw.
Yay! Worldwide Friend Sim.
Yes.
And for those of you just joining us, we do our merch design in-house, and it is print to order. So it doesn't get made until you order it. So that way we don't have an inventory, so we don't have any storage for that. So it means it gets made just for you, special. And it helps fund all the things that we need to run the project. And we love that you guys love it. And it is definitely a labor of love. This one was a good one. But we have one more to go. We are almost done with our retro series. And of course, it's Yoongi. So I'm already gathering my inspo pictures for Yoongi. Yeah. And I put one in the Violet VIP the other day, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, I was hoping it was going to be that Yoongi," and I was like, "It's that Yoongi.
I'm not a Yoongi stan for nothing, my friend.
It's that Yoongi."
Could not have been another Yoongi.
That Yoongi.
One.
There is no. This is the way. There was no other option. There
Yep.
really was.
Yep. So that'll be really fun. But yeah, check it out. It's if you go into the AP529 website, into shop, and you just click new. Katie was nice enough to load all of the new Jin Retro Series merch up on there. So it's on the website now. Cool.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. The retro series mugs are like my favorite thing of all time because they're like not the little stupid mugs. They're like the bigger mugs.
Bigger ones.
They hold a proper amount of coffee.
They are 15 ounce mugs. Yes.
Yeah, they hold a proper amount, and I literally drink out of the Retro Series mugs every single day.
They are amazing.
They're that good.
All our mugs are amazing. Like I have a couple, like I have one that you guys sent me for my birthday, and it's the same kind of mug, but it's like just a different thing for me. And I love that mug. I just buy it all the time. They are
I'm
amazing.
just slowly getting rid of any mug in my house that is not AP Pi 29 related. Like pretty soon it's just gonna be
It's like
right.
God.
What other kind of mug is there? Really? I mean,
Are you even AP 529?
right, right.
Continuing on the merch train, Katie.
Katie.
Trying to figure out how to flip my camera.
Flip
There we go.
that camera.
Flip that camera. Finally, it's here. And just so you guys know, you may not have noticed if you don't speak Spanish, but we literally had somebody in the live 5 or 10 minutes ago saying, "Are you guys the hags who talk badly about Jin in Spanish?" So
That's
Hag Army,
amazing. Right on
Hag
cue.
Army
Right
lives.
in nicely.
Perfect, almost perfect timing.
Almost perfect time.
Almost perfect timing.
So Hag merch is here. The beginning, we will make the bag, don't worry. So we've got to start, that's the end of my monitor, a short sleeve t-shirt, unisex, short sleeve t-shirt, women's, hoodie, and a sweatshirt without a hood.
Can I just say that I love that model right there has resting bitch face because it so goes with the hag thing that I can't. Like, it's perfect.
I can't
I can't
believe that commenter wasn't a paid actor just now.
I don't know.
We totally found her and just told her to come in here and do that.
Yep, exactly. Quick, we need somebody to call us hags really quick.
Well,
We got
you
some
know,
merch.
Somebody to segue into our new Hag merch line.
I didn't really clock it, but then in our moderation chat, they were like, somebody's calling you hags in Spanish. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We'll stick to a whole Spanish line of hag.
Well, we
Russian.
notice it says Hag Army. I mean, I'm sure you guys know that what that Hangul word.
Yeah, that Hangul word is army.
We are working on a Hag bag.
There it
Bag.
is.
Ran out of time today.
There it is.
Yeah, that's it. So we are yes, we are not the hags who talk badly about Jin, but we are the army hags.
Yes, we are.
We are the hags. And
These
these
are
are
the Hags that some random, we don't even know what group they stand, said they're fighting with.
Yeah, well, we know, but we're not talking about it.
These are the hags you're looking for.
Yes.
Those hags you're looking for, but if you're looking for other hags, might
Yeah,
we suggest
like,
We are the
we were
elite
not,
hags.
we were not in fact the Hags they were fighting with, but if they told Tig that we were.
That's true.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, it's been a while since we were called a hag. So I actually feel good that somebody came in tonight and took the time out of their very busy holiday schedule to remind us
They still remember us.
and remind us that we're hags.
that we're still in their
You know
heads.
what?
We're
You
still
know
in
what?
their heads.
Tis the season, sharing and caring. I'm glad that we're still in your heart. You know?
Right.
You know what was really kind of interesting too? That it was in Spanish is my native language. I'm back after being away for like the previous
they
week.
knew they were welcoming you back.
My own language.
Yes.
They knew. Listen,
Nice.
listen, we have a little hag hut that rents space in their brains.
Yes, we do.
Hag hut.
Fantastic.
I'm just imagining somebody coming to visit us and like we're like Shrek in the swamp. They just have to climb over these old tree stumps and everything to get to us. And then we offer them like exactly, and we offer them like like slug tea or whatever. Come, turkeys.
Purple, and it's all like boba. We offer them boba.
Yes.
And instead of I'm a believer, we sing butter or something like that. Is that
Yeah.
And they just willingly rent that space out free to us for
They do.
no reason.
They do. Wow. Well,
So finally here.
We have a question about the map. If a mod can answer that.
there's actually
On the map page, there should be a big link that says add yourself to the map.
there you go.
Click that one. It'll take you to a little form to fill out.
Fill out the form and I will update it every day.
Yeah. Patricia has to go in every day and go into the new list of people that are adding themselves and do it manually. So it doesn't happen immediately. But she's on it every day and loading it. So you got to give her a little bit of time.
So
In
don't
general.
write yourself 20 times, because sometimes I find somebody that it gets frustrated and writes themselves 4 times, and then I have to remove the other additional time.
Yourself immediately, friend.
Yeah, it's just
Friend it.
It's like technology, man.
Type
Technology is hard.
Type it and then give it time to go to space and back.
Yep.
Just give it, because that's literally what it has to do.
Got to go to the
Yeah.
cloud.
Yep.
In general, if there is text on a
knows very
webpage,
well is a very amorphous place.
that yeah, the text on the page will give you information.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, Patricia actually designed that and had to do all the framework to trigger it out, build that
She did.
system, so we can have that. So
Yeah. One of the benefits of being a vieja is you have a lot of experience.
There you go.
You can do cool shit.
yep,
Viejas do really cool stuff. It's like magic, you know?
amazing.
We don't need a cauldron, though.
Yeah. Maybe we should do like bruja merch.
Bruja merch.
Bruja.
With the Spanish speakers, we can have a bruja merch.
I love it. I
She
love
could
that
have said-
if there's any of those people that are still watching that stuck around, that they're seeing Hags being celebrated in the comments. That's amazing.
I love it.
You're up next.
sure-
and they realize now that they are in fact renting space out free in their heads.
Yep, we love it.
If you
Yeah,
are
and if
still
you-
around, please be aware that the entire live where we supposedly did that is on YouTube for viewing. And if you'd like to see what we said, you can go check it out.
Oh,
Yep, we
please.
can
They don't
actually
do that much
reveal the
research.
I know they don't, but just so you
Please.
know, we have
They
nothing to
don't
hide.
want the truth. They don't care.
Hey, Becca.
They don't.
Happy birthday. I don't think your birthday is today. Is it today or was it yesterday?
Was it yesterday?
Anyway,
It was this week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Okay, next up is me. Mall City Meetup 2025. Registration is now open.
Woohoo.
We only have 150 spots, and we're a little over halfway full already. So if you want to go, the link is on the website, but it's also, I'm just going to tell you, www.armyproject529.com/ma-city-meetup-2025.
We kept it short just for you guys.
Yeah, just for you. It's going to be a great time. We're doubling the amount of time. We'll be there. Last time it was like a day and a half. Now it's going to be 3 days. We're going to have all kinds of amazing stuff planned. A lot of fun. We're going to have a concert watch party, a costume party, a karaoke night, all kinds of fun stuff. So you don't want to miss it.
So fun.
Yep.
Hanging out.
Hanging out.
oh, it's me.
I closed the clan. Hold on.
No. It doesn't exist if you close it.
What
did you close?
There we go.
Oh, hold on. Mine got checked off and I didn't do it. Mine got
Okay.
checked off, guys. Hang on. I didn't get, we didn't get to shout out. Somehow it got checked off.
Oh,
Okay, I will talk more about it later. But we do, if you'd like to support the project and you don't need merch or you want to support it beyond merch, we have a Patreon where you can set up a monthly subscription of $3, $5, or $10 a month to the project. I'm going to talk more about it later, but at the beginning of our live, we do like to give a shout out to some of our recent subscribers just to say thank you for supporting us. Let's go ahead and let's do our December subscribers. Deb, Binsky, Ann, Die424, TA Snoopy, Kimberly F, Eva S, Cerise S, Lori C, Suzanne B, and Chris W.
JK Tiny Claps.
Tiny claps. Thank you guys, truly. It helps a lot.
I love you guys.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you and thank you.
감사합니다.
you're very appreciative.
감사합니다.
You keep the lights on, people. You keep the lights on.
For realsies. For
You do.
realsies. Okay. Now it's me. Okay. We are in week 51. We are about to go into week 52, the last week of the year. I mean, technically, we are already in the last week of the year, but if we're going by, as the calendar flies, we are in week 51 of the blog, and it is the last week of December. The title of this week's blog is Like It's Made for Us, and it is all about Jin post-enlistment. So post-military Jin, everything he's done, including the release of Happy, and everything that has to do with that album. It's a great week. I mean, like, we literally just experienced this but it wasn't a chore to experience it again and to dive a little deeper into it. And plus, we had more content released since then. So we had like brand new content that literally just dropped to talk about, which was great. It's been great getting to know Jin more. Next week, we have a very special edition of the blog, which I will talk more about at the end of the live. So make sure you stick around for that. And then we'll be resuming regularly scheduled programming come the new year. And we'll talk more about that later. So if you haven't checked out this week's blog, it's still there. It's still going to be there. Go and check it out.
It'll be there forever.
Jin is waiting
Forever.
for you. Forever.
Why
He'll
we
be
end the
there
blog.
forever. He's always
Forever.
going to sing for you. Oh. Things. I'm done.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you, are aware or have heard, but our 1-year anniversary is coming up on Wednesday. I know, right? It was January 1st till
Who allowed
Festa
this?
2025 was 529 days, and here we are coming up on January 1st again.
You know what? I love this for us.
I do too.
For us.
I love it.
It's exciting.
Look at
I
us.
love it.
Look at us.
Hey,
Look at us.
Last
Look
year
at
at this
us.
time, we had known each other for a grand total of like 2.5 weeks. We were like, you know what?
Exactly.
Let's go into this book club into a blog club. It's fine.
We knew addresses and bank account numbers. Let's
Yep.
do it.
Let's do it.
What could go wrong?
You need my social security number? Okay, sure.
She truly did give it to me very early on. I was surprised.
I believe Katie was actively trying to build a brand new website in a weekend and had a batch try to murder her family.
That's true.
So, it was wild times this time last year. Wild and
We knew we'd still be
like,
here.
I don't know what the fuck we were supposed to do, but let's do this thing and make it work. So,
We're sweating bullets a year ago today.
Yeah. Yeah.
it
We
was
really
a
were.
lot of chaos. It was a lot of stress over proof of concept. Had to be proven. And here we are a year later.
Man, it's been a while since we were throwing those words around, but those were words we were throwing around a lot. Proof of concept. We were like, we can do this. We can talk to this person. And they were like, they don't know what the fuck we're doing over
They
there.
don't know who we are.
Listen, brand cohesion. and
Brand
proof of concept
cohesion.
were the two words we spoke, or the two phrases we spoke the most this time
Right.
last year.
Brand
It was great. It was
cohesion and proof of
brand
concept.
cohesion and
Since
proof of
Monday,
concept.
since Wednesday night, we're going to go live to celebrate all this and talk about good times. Everybody needs to have a drink. And anytime we say brand cohesion or proof of concept, we all have to drink.
Everybody takes a shot. Now, bear in mind, guys, we are going to extend our Wednesday night live. So the majority of humans are not working if they're in the U.S. On the 1st. Some are, but most of us are off. So we are going to start early. So we're starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of our usual 9 p.m. So that's 7 Central, and the rest of the time zone can calculate
And a
it.
reminder, once again, that will be on YouTube,
Yes.
which is where we do our Wednesday lives now. So the
On
video-
Now,
YouTube.
you're going to want to be sure to be there. First of all, you get to watch E6 Hags celebrate our 1-year anniversary. And second of all, we're giving away lots of prizes. So throughout the live, lots and
lot of
lots and lots of giveaways.
Good prizes, the best prizes.
So
Mhm.
they're pretty spectacular prizes. And you're
Spectacular.
going to want to be there for that.
Yeah. And you can go early too and just hang out in the chat. A lot of people do. You can be there before we actually get there. And it's just the same name as everything else on the socials. Army Project 529 is our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and get all those notifications if you're not already.
The prizes will be quiz question based, right? Didn't we decide that?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody asked, how do I sign up for prizes?
Yes,
You have
I'm
to
gonna.
be present. in
Yes.
live
You just have
and
to be
answer
present. And then
questions.
I am going to scour 52 weeks of the blog to come up with the best quiz questions for you. So no
Ooh, if you
worries.
haven't brushed up,
And
Might want to get to reading.
yep, and I
Yeah.
just checked. It's
There's a
already set up
lot.
for Wednesday, so you can go to the chat early because for whatever reason, I mean, I'm shocked. We have trouble getting our shit together on Wednesdays, so we're often 2 or 3 minutes late. So yeah, you can just hang in the chat until we get there.
We're doing great, sweeties.
You
We're
keep
doing great.
saying it
Also,
like that. Yeah.
speaking of doing great, I swear I'm trying not to be rude, but if you wonder what I'm doing, there's some sort of new EU rule that you have to put like a couple different things in your product listing if you sell in the EU, and they passed this to be effective on like the 27th of December because apparently January 1st wasn't good enough. So I am going to add that information to literally every single one of our listings.
Lucky you.
Whoa,
Yep.
that sounds awesome for you.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
Because we want to sell global. We're global.
We're global. We're
529 global.
worldwide.
In case
Worldwide
you didn't
hags.
know it, we're a really big deal.
We're
Mhm.
really big hags.
All over the map. We're all over
Really
the
big.
map, people.
Each of us alone, maybe not a big deal, but 6 of us combined, huge deal.
No, listen, I did the math the other day. Each of us alone is responsible for 7% of the project success. That makes
Yes.
42%. Because listen, I mathed it. I used a calculator. The other
Yes.
50% of our success is thanks to the 529 line and BTS. So there you go. 7%. That's our
Yep.
There you go.
So we are 7%
That's
of a
your
big.
gym math right there.
We're gonna need a Worldwide Hags t-shirt,
I
man.
was gonna say, yeah, just so you know, Caitlin just called us International Play Hags.
Worldwide Hags. There we go. That's the next one, Katie. Write it down. Katie, write it down.
Worldwide Hags.
Hold on. Also, the echo just got worse.
Yeah,
When
the
you
echo
unchanged
just
stuff.
got worse. I hope it's not me because I can't do anything about it.
It's all of us. But I don't know.
I don't know if it's me. Can you hear Stan?
No.
Oh, great.
Mute.
For
All right.
whatever reason, your microphone has been claiming it's muted this whole time, Patricia, but we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Do you have a microphone on your computer and somewhere else?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't have anything on.
But your mute
Okay.
function's not muting, so, just an FYI.
Okay.
Don't make odd noises you don't want us to hear thinking you're muted.
New
Doc.
York, not New York.
Doc, can you try muting for a few?
Yeah, I did earlier. It didn't change anything.
I'll try. Let me see
Let's see.
if I can figure out how.
Hello, 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 hello.
Watch it be me the whole time. There.
Keep talking other people, Katie. Keep-
Yep. I can't hear it now. I think it might be stuff.
Oh,
No.
it's
Oh
I think it's Steph.
no.
That's
Oh
not good.
no.
You know what? Watch her make a 25-second Instagram reel about it and get 500 more people in the Discord. Go. Do it.
500.
Just go,
I didn't do anything different though.
I know. That's why I was like,
Do you,
this
is your sound coming out of like, are you logged into a computer and your phone?
Because I can't be on both
you.
in host.
Oh.
I was when Doc muted, it stopped also, and I know
Were
she goes
you
on the TikTok
were
on her
you
computer.
No,
were you listening to
I'm
music on a Bluetooth speaker? Like, is it coming out of a speaker anywhere
I,
else? I'm
I
just
don't
trying
even
to
know
think.
how to do a Bluetooth speaker. No.
All right, well, we'll just live with
I'll
it. It's not
mute
that bad.
unless I have something to say.
It's not
It's
that
not
bad.
doing it right now.
Hide from Hannah. She accidentally has clocked in here
Yep, she has.
and it's messing everything up. She's
Yeah,
got
I
the
kind of thought
acoustics.
it was Doc too, but now it's not doing it, so I don't know.
Maybe I
I
fixed it.
muted.
Maybe I
muted
turned it off and turned it
earlier.
back on and it went fixed it.
It might have. I muted earlier to prove who it was, and it was still buzzing when I muted earlier.
Approve.
Okay.
So do we go with news? We start
Let's
news?
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Tangent order. We start with our leader, Kim Namjoon, RM. Pace Magazine could come back to me as number 2 in the list of best K-pop songs of the year.
You know what? I saw a poster where people were putting together all the awards that he has won this last year, and they're literally running out of room on the poster. for
Mhm.
all the awards that he has gained, and so deserved.
Yeah, this article was actually very nice to read because it talked about how he went into Augustine's concert to play the song, which he was like so insecure about. It came out. It's a beautiful song. Now it's number 2 best K-pop songs for Taste magazine. Keeps posting stories on Instagram about all these achievements and more. There's another one, Warp.la, which is a Mexican music magazine, included Right Place, Wrong Person as the number 30 of their list of best albums of the year. So another magazine, and kind of interesting that Kim Namjoon is looking at press from other countries in like Mexico, you know, and just putting it in his Instagram stories. So that's so awesome. He also wished us Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, with a running log his story. He ran 3 kilometers, which is around 1.8 miles, and just basically put that in his Instagram stories with a Happy Holidays. So he had like a Christmas run. And also a song, Party and Bullshit from the Notorious Big. That was like the song that he suggested for a Christmas playlist, which I think is kind of
Who's been keeping track? Somebody in the fandom has been keeping track of all his recommendations, his song recommendations. There's got to be a playlist out there.
Oh man, it's Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
Not big.
So party and BS, people, for Christmas. There you go.
Thanks,
And recommended.
thanks, Namjoon.
Yes.
Namjoon. Okay, me. Jin. It's been a little bit of a quiet week, other than the fact that we finally got our Tusa Run Jin. And it was the most glorious thing I've ever seen. And I cannot wait till Tuesday. There was just something like soul healing about seeing those two together, and the screams and the Hobi just like way over him, just like his like that it was like the best moment. Like
He goes, oh, Jin.
The number of times Hobi just whispered in utter frustration, Kim Soo-jin.
One of my favorite, I don't speak Korean, so forgive me if I get this wrong, but I love it when they go, "I 진짜." I 진짜. Like I just feel like it's like basically saying like, are you freaking be so for real?
right,
I love it.
right.
Hobi said that a lot.
He really did.
He was utterly done.
It was
From
so.
Jin
Well, I
walked
think the
in.
thing that was so beautiful about it was like the combination of still shell shock from only being out for like less than 24 hours. And the shell shock of, is this for real? Am I getting kidnapped right now? Like, you're gonna have it and shit.
And then he kept trying. Like Jin was ridiculous. It was like everything he was doing was so ridiculous, and like he just kept saying more ridiculous things. And he was like, I don't. What?
What? And then Jin's basically like a little puppy with his with his tail wagging. He's like, okay, are you ready? Somebody to hang out with? Oh my god! He's just like.
And then when they got there and discovered that they'd both been pranked.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
That was sweet.
And the staff basically telling them, okay, guys, we're going to give you a clue because we need to kind of rush this up.
That poor person standing in that cabinet for all that time waiting.
I know.
This poor guy is running out of air in
He's
there.
depleted oxygen levels in that cabinet. I was just like, I was sitting there watching it.
This TV is not TVing right now.
No, it was not. And I was like, okay, like I'm kind of surprised they chose something this tame for them. I was like, it's just kind of whatever. And but then as soon as he walked over to that cabinet, I was like, okay, here we go. So
The scream and the run, it was like instantly transporting back in time.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Hobi having to hold his pants up, that was glorious.
Yeah.
I would like to go on record as saying that I did say when I saw them in matching pants for the dance challenge that I was like, I bet they just filmed something together that they had to wear.
Mm,
Yeah.
right.
One thing I
Well,
clocked all year.
and then you said that, and then like a few days later, we got the Bonton Bomb behind the scenes of that, and in that they were like, your next job is to film the Run Jin episode, and he was like, don't you want to do that? And Hobi was like, no,
Nope.
no, I don't.
Nope, I really don't.
Too bad, so sad.
Really don't.
He
You
didn't-
don't want
he
to do that today.
He didn't seem to be very happy about everything because, like, the way that he tried to run away when he saw that tray with the food, I mean, like, he just literally turned around and was like, okay, I'm not doing this. I'm like, seriously not doing this.
He's like,
I think
literally
it's almost
thought
like
I
it felt
had
like
faked
the entire time he was wanting somebody to tell him this is a joke. It's a joke. You're not really having to, like, he was just waiting for somebody to be like, no, this isn't, and he didn't ever happen. Never happened.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
Not a
waiting
joke.
for him to be like, just kidding, Hobo.
Yeah.
Just kidding. And he
Go
was
back
not.
home.
Hoba.
There was that small part of me though at the very beginning. I felt really bad for him. I'm like, this poor guy literally just got out and he's already sitting in a meeting the next day. Love these guys for
And
being
he
so willing to
thought-
get right back on the horse, you know. But it was beautiful.
He's like in a meeting first thing in the morning, and he thought he had meetings stacked that whole day. And that was fine. Day after discharge, I'm just going to go to a day meeting. That's what he thinks.
Yeah, he's like, I got one good night of sleep. I'm fine.
Yeah. One good night of sleep. He was all excited about real good food, and then he got the same
4
food.
hours later, he's screaming in an abandoned hospital.
I did appreciate Hobi's utter joy, followed by all of the audacity when he found out that Kim Jin got tricked too,
Yes.
and then discovered that his original plan was to make him do drills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, this bitch,
Yes.
what are you insane?
One of my favorite moments from it was when before they even walked in, they were getting ready to walk in, and something startled Jen, and he turned around, and they had that little chipmunk, like little thing go. It was so freaking funny.
The fact that they didn't even make it to the ER and they heard a noise and it went screaming.
And the staff was like, we didn't put anything in there.
And the editing keeps going. It wasn't us. I wasn't us.
Oh, and Jin at the very end, like basically saying, eat him. Eat him first.
Eat him first. Yep.
That was pretty good.
It was glorious. It was glorious.
It was glorious. Can't we get the rights
Oh,
for
it was
the
so
next
worth
part
it.
on Tuesday? So, well, we'll see how that goes. And then the other Jin news is that photographer Kim Jun has published on his IG, on his Instagram, some photos from Vogue Japan. So you might want to go check those out. They look spectacular.
Yes.
There's a side shot. There's a side shot that is in black and white.
They're devastating.
With color.
They're pretty
But
much
I just put it in the Jin thread in Discord. And man, that color.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yoongi. Yoongia. You're muted, Christina.
You haven't forgotten this man, have you? Of
No.
course you
Never.
haven't.
Never.
Because he's too gorgeous and too talented and too genius. That the fact that every week, I have things to report about him because people are still bumping his music as they should because it's genius. So let's run through some Yoongi records. Yoongi, SUGA Auguste, reaches 1.7 billion streams on YouTube with his official MVs and 2 billion streams, including his audios, because people keep rediscovering. And if you're been a fan of his in BTS from the very beginning too, then you're still there. You're still watching the same music videos and listening to the same music because it's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What other records? So Far Away has passed 100 million Spotify streams. And then August D Mixtape by August D has surpassed, are you ready for this? 428 million streams on Spotify for August D by August D. Let's get it, Yoongi.
And every time we
That's
say, like, half of those were us.
Min Suga Genius. Look at him. I was just opening up my D-Day album.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at
Oh,
him.
that fit is so good. Look at him.
Look at him. Look at him.
I haven't even put this poster up. Steph, did you put this poster up? I haven't put this one up yet.
Yep. It's
Okay.
Yeah. I have that one too, and I need to put it up.
where is it?
I haven't put it up. Ugh. Anyways, love him, miss him, love you, Yoongi.
Jeho!
So we already talked
Right
about our Jinnapping of the J-Hope, which was glorious. He gave us a happy holidays photo drop on Instagram, and with all the fucking audacity, this bitch gave us Elf Beanie Hobi in a Santa hat. What is that?
Now, Elfini Hobi, top 2 Hobbies of mine. It's not right.
It was rude to give us Elf Beanie. This was
So rude.
a bonus. I was unaware was available to us.
I was unaware when I subscribed that this would be a free bonus.
We didn't know we were
I didn't know this was coming with the newsletter.
We didn't know.
For as long as I've known Christina, she has been
Yeah. Years.
weak.
Yeah, and now he gave it to us
Totally.
in a Santa hat as our holiday present. It was nice. We
Santa
enjoyed it.
edition.
Yeah, Santa edition, Elfie ears, so cute. Anyways, in news sides of things, we fucking did it, guys. Our Back to Blue Side paint the charts blue was a fucking success.
Let's get
We
it.
got this man a number one
For
on
Hobi.
iTunes. We got him number one on iTunes, number one on global iTunes, like worldwide iTunes, US iTunes. Also managed to pull a number one on iTunes in 83 countries in one day. So we
Nice
did
job,
this.
Army.
Fairly early in the day as well. Fairly early in the day, I might add.
Nice job, Army.
we succeeded super fast. This comes 6 years after the Blue Side outro was released. And this achievement unlocked something new for Army. And this was that it also came with BTS now being the first and only group to have all of its members solo chart number ones on iTunes inside of a single calendar year, which is 2024. So
Yes. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people asked, and I think we covered this, but a lot of people were like, why Blue Side outro? When you want to chart a song, you have to find a song that everybody hasn't already bought yet.
Yeah.
So that's why this one was chosen.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask that, so I didn't know.
And it's
Yeah,
literally
the
like the last song on Hobi.
yeah, so they had to choose a song that was long enough to count and also hadn't been purchased by the majority of people. So that we could pull off that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of thought process that went into planned it and chose the songs and stuff. And the choice of the 28th was because it was a Saturday, making it a lot easier for most people to stream. And also because it put us inside of the calendar year to gain that all members achievement that we unlocked. So, yay. Big shout out
She's
to
expected BTS.
organized it, and big shout out to everybody who participated. We did it, guys. Did it.
Everyone who purchased for Hobi. Yes.
Yeah. Give yourselves a high five.
Yep. Oh, so cool. And now for our buddy Jimin, who, as usual, has been very quiet, but we don't love him any less for it.
Yep.
Um,
We don't.
his single Who from his album Muse that came out this summer is still kicking ass everywhere all the time.
All the time.
This week, it's kicking ass by being number 47 on the Billboard Hot 100. So it has now spent 22 weeks on the chart, making it the longest charting song by a K-pop soloist in a decade.
In a decade.
Snaps. Snaps for
Yeah.
Jimin. Snaps. I can't snap with my left hand, guys. It's just a common thing.
Jimin!
Yeah, so congratulations, Jimin.
Where is
And
he?
he also won Best Musician Solo, so Best Solo Musician at the 2024 Asian Artist Awards.
Yay!
This picture. I
Shit.
can't talk. This man wrecks me every time. We were talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who don't know, this week's question of the week in the Discord, which we're trying to revive, we're trying to bring it back,
Yeah, sorry.
was would you rather play? What was it? Would you rather game with Jin or put Legos together with Jimin? And the answers were divided evenly. But for many of the people who answered Jimin, it was like I would like to do Legos with Jimin, but he cannot perceive me. I cannot look him in the eyes.
Well, if you look him in the eyes, you're done. Your life now belongs to him. So
Yeah.
I'm
I have
pretty
looked
sure
in his
our
eyes.
life already belongs to him.
I'm
so
already
it's fine.
there.
your life,
Yeah,
yeah,
already
your
there.
life belongs to him. That's it.
It already does.
Pretty sure once
But
you Jim in,
So I was
luckily,
wondering. Well, I was wondering if
luckily,
we could get like eclipse glasses for Jimin for the concert.
yes. But luckily, he's such a beautiful human being that your life will be infinitely better if
Yep.
you're
Yeah,
owned by
absolutely.
Jimin. So there it is.
Yeah, it's
Win-win.
instead of like Medusa when you won't turn into stone, you'll just turn into like pure
Mush.
sparkles.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
float away.
He's trying like a little chick with a unicorn horn.
A unicorn. Just float away, and it's like, okay, that's it. I've been perceived by hardship.
He is just too much
Glitter.
sometimes.
And he would like giggle at you.
This-
He'd
My
giggle
JK
at you.
said,
though.
"Don't save
mean-
me. Don't save me. Don't save me from Jimin." You know,
Yeah,
that's fair.
it's-
That's fair. What a way to go.
What? It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, guys.
Don't do me any favors, people. Just leave me. Let me
Listen, I
perish.
am willing
Just
to
let it
Jim
happen.
in
Just
permanently
let it happen.
and just never Jim out. It's fine.
Yep.
I'm willing.
Yep.
It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Yep.
It's fine.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah, that's our Jimin news for the week.
Taehyung. Well, we know what the news is for Taehyung. It's his fucking birthday.
Yay!
There he is.
Look at him.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Taehyung.
I got more, you guys. I've got more. I've got more. I've got more. I've got all the Taehyung you
I'm
could
sure you do.
wish for.
You have all of the takeout.
Just here on my desk. All of it. So yeah. It is Kim Taehyung's birthday. Like I said, technically not here yet. After midnight, it will be here in the States. It will be his birthday, but we always celebrate 2 days because we're in 2 different time zones. Everybody
Why
does. So we celebrate.
He was
2 days.
fast.
So happy birthday, Kim Taehyung. It's a smorgasbord here. Smorgasbord. So yeah, we will have more discussion on him after we finish up our news. But yes, we mentioned earlier all kinds of posts on Twitter without the hashtags because out of respect for those affected by the plane crash in South Korea. We're not trending hashtags, but he is still being wished happy birthday, and it is being encouraged to go to Weverse and wish him happy birthday through posts and fan letters there on Weverse. I would imagine
His birthday.
yes. Look at him.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. A lovely friend who I don't know if she wants to be named, but a lovely friend sent me a photo card, and that is my favorite Tay smile of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Look
so
at him.
pretty.
Look at him.
That's his birthday.
That's our new thing. Look at him. Look at him.
Look at him.
I know.
Look at him.
I love whenever
I apologize for
fan
my
art-
head covering his smile.
Look at the
Yeah,
blue.
the fan art is always a box
Look at him with the phone.
smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Sometimes
I'm
it's
just my
uncomfortable.
ass
This isn't
out of the way.
uncomfortable at all.
Look at him. He got
We
birthday
saw
flowers,
tons-
guys. Look at him.
Look at him. We saw tons of over the past few days. Obviously, before today, really, we started to see tons of like pop up like installations and events for him all over South Korea. I saw the cutest things popping up with him and Yeontan. So many people put a little Yeontan next to him this year for his birthday. It was just bittersweet, but so wonderful. So yeah, we saw. You can find pictures of all of those like on Instagram and things like that. And then Jungkookie, before we wind up our news section, our maknae continues to, of course, just like Jimin, even when he's quiet, continues to have things going on. I last Sunday had a fact about Dreamers on here. We have another fact about Dreamers on here. And the Dreamers have gained 2 million, over 2 million views in the last 24 hours on YouTube for the first time since 2022. That's pretty cool. Just randomly, out of nowhere, plus 2 million. Yes. And then remember for Factor when he released Never Let Go? Never Let Go, go. 4 days later. Never Let Go, go. Remember that song? Yes. Never Let Go won best-selling English male single at the China Year-End Awards in 2022.
Ace.
Oh, Jungkookie!
Awards.
And alongside Jimin Shi at the 2024 Asia Artist Awards, JK won Best K-Pop Record. So I don't know what the audio is. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it might be a TikTok issue. Who knows? I mean,
I think it might. I think it's a TikTok thing because none of us have any sound going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're sorry. So
We're doing our best.
what's our best here? Maybe I don't know if we all mute when somebody else is talking. I don't know. Maybe that might help. And then we only unmute, when we ourselves are gonna talk or something like that. That might
Whoever
help.
is currently muted, I'm not hearing the buzz right now. So I don't know who all is muted.
2 people. Katie's muted, but wait, put Katie unmute and Christina unmute.
Okay, try it now.
Okay, everybody talk. Hello.
Da.
Happening right now.
Is it Patricia?
Patricia?
Is it me?
Oh, I think it might be.
Is New York working?
I don't know. Let's see if it happens again. Now that you're unmuted. See, like it goes away and then it comes back gradually, which is the really annoying part. We can't identify it immediately.
I don't think it can be me because I literally only have sound in my headphones. There's no sound coming from anywhere else, so I don't think it could be me. But we already tested me too.
Phone the way I do every week. So, and I've muted.
I have no sound. I have no sound and Stan is silent tonight, so I don't know.
Weird. Is anybody have their volume up higher than normal or something?
It's a ghost.
Same as always. In fact, I have less noise happening than I usually do because I turned that little heater off. So if it stays like this again, we'll be fine. If it gets bad again, we'll just have everybody mute and then come back again. And then that seems to like restart it.
This is why it feels like a TikTok problem, because every time everybody mutes and then unmutes, we don't have the buzz for a while and then it gradually comes back.
Yeah, so exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if it gets bad again, we'll just do that. We'll all mute again.
They need to fix it for us then, because again, we're a big deal. So
it's telling us.
I'll send a message straight to China and ask them to fix it.
Telling us we're a hot live right now. So I mean, we're a popular live.
Just saying.
Popular hags over here.
I'm always told as soon as we finish the live that we get more comments and interaction than 95% of the other lives that are like ours.
Well, 95% is an A, so
it is. It's an A.
I've never gotten an A in my life, so this is a first.
No, I agree. TikTok has been wonky lately.
Yeah. Never let go. Go. Oh, sorry. I was on.
I know. Never let go.
Sorry.
Mads, I need one more question. Question,
Por favor.
s'il vous plaît. Une question, s'il vous plaît. So we have.
I'll work on it.
Thank you. Our topical discussion tonight, as promised. Kim Taehyung. He is 29 now. 29. What?
Goodness.
I know. Happy.
It's wild.
Excellent. I'm gonna save that first question for the last one, I think. So we have do you guys want to just do our giveaways now before we get into our discussion, or do you want to do them like in between? While we're doing our discussion.
I think let's pepper them in between. Why not?
Pepper them in between?
Yeah.
Pepper.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do one now. Doc, if they don't get your question, we're going to have to come up with something else, because it literally is they won't know the answer unless they just pull it out of thin air.
I don't know if they've been paying attention to the way the other months are named. I don't know. I think they might get it. I think they might. We'll see.
Okay. We're going to see.
Our audience is very smart and very clever. They'll figure it out.
We're going to start easy. So we have 4 giveaways, and Stef and I can show you what they are.
I have to get out of this chair, which we know how that goes. Hold on.
Stephanie, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You can't
Not
doing
get
great.
out of this chair. I'm not.
I mean, if you can't reach
Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on.
Everyone, we are professionals who know what we're doing.
Obligatory non-doing. Everybody,
So
look at that painting. Let's all comment.
That painting was from a sip and paint or whatever.
Yep.
That was from a paint activity
Yep.
with the Discord.
We did that in Discord together.
If we want to look at
Okay.
another work of art, just look at him. Look at him.
Okay, I've got mine.
No, Katie, thank you for that question. I'm going to go with that one first. So we have 4 giveaways. We have 2 copies of Winter Ahead, and we have 2 copies of White Christmas to give away. So we're going to have 4 questions. Look at them. Look at them.
Here, I'll get out of your way. Just look at him. Look at him.
Just look at them. Just look at them.
Look at it. Look at
Yes.
that artwork.
So you're going to have 4 opportunities tonight to get one of Taehyung's recent singles. We have 2 Winter Heads and 2 White Christmases, and we're not going to tell you which ones you're getting.
Okay, wait. Fine print for all of them. Open internationally.
Yes.
Goes the first person to get the answer wins. We will announce it, and you must answer a TikTok DM within 24 hours with your information, with your address and such. Otherwise, we'll move on to another person.
Yes, exactly. So,
Great.
Mods, can you make sure that you write down names?
Yeah, we'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, at least the first 3 that get it right, just in case we have to move on to the next person. So the first question that we're going to do right now, this one's kind of easy. So what is the name of the K-drama that Taehyung has had a role in, an acting role in? And I would really love the whole title, but I won't be super big. Oh. And
All right. I had Caitlin, user something, and Sonia, OT7.
it looks like Caitlin is the first one for me as well.
Yeah.
Caitlin.
Oh, we know how to get in touch with her.
I've got a screenshot.
Same.
Good job, guys. Good job, guys. That one was really easy. So it's either going to be Winter Ahead or White Christmas. We'll see. So that's the first one. So we're just kind of loosey-gooseing it with talking about Tay. And Stephanie usually comes up with these, but she was like, well, you know him better than I do. So, I mean, she did kind of give a little bit of a jumping off point. But basically, we just kind of wanted to talk about it. We just want to have a little appreciation for him over the years, where he started and where he's ended up so far. And so I think we should start with, if we talk about where he began versus where he is now, it's a vastly different from Taehyung. And so let's talk a little bit about like debut early Taehyung and like how we feel about who he was then. One of the things I think that is really interesting that I think everybody knows, but we don't necessarily think too hard about, is the fact that he was hidden until their debut. People did not know that he was part of BTS until literally like 2 weeks before they debuted and they finally announced him. But he was with them almost the entire time. But every time they filmed something and put it out there, he was not included in it. He was like off to the side. And so I don't know about you guys, but that would have made me feel some type of way. So
especially as a teenager.
Yeah, I would love to talk about that. Plus, it also adds into the whole, like, he got called an alien. People thought he was weird. He didn't have a lot of friends in school when he was younger. He was raised by his grandmother, kind of a little bit separately away from the rest of his family. So he was sort of just, he was just he was one of those kids that, you'd be like, he is special. And a lot of times when people were asked about him, even the other members back then, they would say something. They would be like, he's a special one. He's a special one. So
Well, then he took it back, like Hags. He put it in the song Friends.
Yes. So
I think
He
too,
was
like,
go ahead.
Go on, Christina.
No. I was just gonna say he was the first one where I heard the phrase in Korean when they say someone has a 4D personality, referring, and I Googled it to make sure I don't mess this up, refers to someone who has a quirky, eccentric, and sometimes quote unquote weird personality, often seen as someone who lives in their own unique world and behaves in unexpected ways. While it may seem like a negative term, it is usually considered a compliment, where fans of the K-pop idol appreciate them because of these unique traits. I think that describes him fairly well.
Yeah. I think go ahead, Doc.
Go on, Lisa.
No. You have something you were going to say before anyway.
She's going to talk plenty about Tae. Go, Doc.
We can wax lyrical about Tae all night long. So I think for me, like when I first got into BTS, I also ascribed to him being like odd, slightly different or unique. But the more I watched the way he answered questions, the way he interacted, it hit me one day when I was watching their content during my binging era that he's not odd and weird. He's excessively intelligent, like excessively intelligent, to the point that he doesn't really know how to interact with normals. And that comes across as quirky or odd or weird. The ones I recognized that his oddness was excessive intelligence, like he just an above average IQ, the way I viewed him changed a lot. And the way I watched the way he interact, it stopped being odd and started being just kind of endearing, because it was just, he was so smart, he didn't really know how to talk to normals, quote unquote. And then
what I think
was in an interview, they were in an interview, what backed up this, like, what I had been seeing for a while, is I was digging in and I found an interview where they had asked who's the biggest brains of the group. And obviously they always go Namjoon. And they asked a follow-up question I had never seen in an interview before. And they said the next question is then for Namjoon, who has the next biggest brain? And he said Taehyung. And then they started asking IQs of the group, of the members. And everybody knows Kim Namjoon has an IQ of 148. And Kim Taehyung, with all of the like lackadaisical, whatever, was like, yeah, on a good day, I can score above 140. Yeah.
Well,
On
I
a
think,
good
I
day.
think that's I think it's really interesting because we do always think of we were like Namjoon is so smart. He's got a 148 IQ. He's like, and he is. He's really crazy smart. When you kind of tilt the axis of what smart is just a little bit, you can get. I mean, they're all smart. They're all incredibly smart.
I was gonna say, I think they're all of above average intelligence.
They are all very intelligent people.
Yes, they are.
But when
they are.
you tip the axis of like, it's a different way of looking at things. And that's where you get to Taehyung. He looks at things in a very different way than other people. Like how many times have you seen him on Run BTS solve a puzzle in a completely different way that nobody else thought of? And he was just like, boop. And you're like, okay. And it's just like, he just thinks of things just a little bit differently. And so I think that is a really interesting. It's how that, and when people don't understand that, when they call it weird or they call it odd or they call it, and so I think that's where a lot of that came from when he was a kid. Plus, he was really a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? He was a lot when he was younger.
He was a lot.
We've all seen the Bangtan Bombs, right? He was all over the place. He was just really happy to be there, guys.
Yeah. Well, and RM said, like, in one look at him, he was like, "Oh, this kid's gonna be trouble." Like, it didn't take long for him to, okay, we're gonna have our hands full. But
But then he was in the next breath talking about how he was getting into trouble with him. Like they would sneak out and
together.
they would go and get into trouble, and they would go and ride bikes by the river.
Isn't Taehyung the one that got caught with him and they had to put like ice cream in their pockets?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And leave it to the two.
Very smart.
140.
Very smart.
What should I do with this ice cream? I should put it in my pocket.
Put it in my pocket.
Solution.
148 IQ.
Above 140.
Just put the ice cream in your pocket.
Just up to show, everyone panics. Everyone panics.
Everyone panics. Everyone panics. That's one of the best.
You're like, I can't believe I did that goofy thing. Bangtan once put ice cream in their pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to get caught. Meanwhile,
Because they didn't want to get caught because they were supposed to be dieting and not eating ice cream. But
yeah.
I mean, like they did crazy things like, order food to the apartment that they just moved out of. And things like
Yeah, and then tried to go back and eat it, and then it backfired. Yeah. But so do you guys think that the whole him being hidden until debut, because he's even said that it affected him more than he thought it did at the time, where he was literally thinking that at times he was thinking that it was all a big joke and he wasn't actually going to debut, that they were going to tell him at the last second that no, you didn't pass the test, you don't get to debut with the group, and that's why we didn't throw you off. And so, and to have and watch them film content that he couldn't be part of because he knew that nobody knew who he was.
Yeah. I think it says a lot about his insecurities that the very first vlog he did by himself, his first solo vlog, he spent like 2 solid minutes basically telling everybody all the places he had been all along behind the
All the
scenes.
pictures was just out of frame.
Yeah, that one picture with Jimin from the back, and all of you thought that was Jungkook. That was me, and that the live that they did with the 6 of them, I was right there. I was just right next to the camera, and like the heartache that had to have, like the insecurity and heartache was high enough. He made sure, like his very first opportunity to talk to the fans alone, he was going to lay out all of the places he had been the whole time, just to affirm, like, I'm not just a last minute add-on. They didn't just throw me in at the very last minute and go, you know what, like, put him in the group. I've been there this whole time. I've been there, you know, longer than Jimin. I've been there. We're in rehearsal and in the dance practices and in all of that this whole time. And so I thought it said a lot that he felt that need to express that.
Well, how awful must it be? It's like if you're at a wedding and it's like, oh, family photo, and they're like, not you. You out. Like,
Right?
Not yet. Not yet.
ooh.
Well, if he was the
No,
kind
no,
of
we meant
person that
not
was
cousins.
in his head all the time, like
Yeah.
if that was me, if I were him and somebody was hiding me the whole, I'd be like, oh my, I would be a nervous wreck. I would be questioning everything. And then you had the fact that he was kind of being hidden. And then you had Jimin, who was constantly being threatened that you may not make it. You may not make it. So between the two of them, they were probably just like, you know,
Right. So people keep asking why. The answers we've been given, which as far as we know are true, are that Bang PD wanted him to be kind of a secret weapon. And I think also to build excitement of like, there's going to be a seventh member, but you don't know. You got to stick around to find out who it is.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I think it's kind of usual marketing.
I
Yeah.
was
It
just going
wasn't
to say, I
like,
just Googled it and it said the key points about V being a hidden member: visual appeal. Many believe his striking looks were a major reason for keeping him under wraps, as Big Hit wanted to maximize the impact of his introduction. So, like, look at this gorgeous guy. And then marketing strategy: by not revealing V until later, it generated hype and anticipation. And then concerns about poaching. With his exceptional talent, Big Hit worried that larger companies might try to sign V away if they knew about him before they officially debuted.
yep, it's
So
time for
that's
all
Google's
those
But
answer.
then again, Bank PD couldn't remember his name because remember, his complaint was like, I run into you, and for a year you couldn't remember who I was.
Yeah. Yeah. And so all of those are probably
I mean, they
extremely valid reasons why they did it. And it's not like that no company had ever done this before. It had been done plenty of times. It had been done plenty of times.
Yeah.
It's been done since then. So it wasn't unheard of. It was just that, like, I imagine for him, it was like very personal, you know, and I don't think it was all bad, you know.
No.
Right. And I mean,
They
if
weren't
you
being
think
like,
of it
haha,
from
you can't get in this picture. You know, it was just more of a, this is business.
right, and if you think of it from like a company standpoint, they literally fucking lucked out to get Kim Taehyung in the first place. He didn't go
Yeah,
to that
because-
audition on his own. He literally showed up with a friend, and the people there were like, "You're super fucking pretty. Can you do anything?
Can you
Please audition." And so then, you know, he basically was the, you know, random audition version of Kim Seok-jin's bus stop situation, where they were like, "Bruh, please
Bruh.
audition,
Bruh,
please."
he just happened to wander into their web.
Yeah. He wandered in and they were like, what you're not going to do is fucking get away. So we're going to keep you hidden. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Keep it safe. Keep it
Until it's too late for them to
He
do
was the
anything.
precious. He was the precious.
He was their precious. Like,
He really
we
was.
knocked upon him at a random audition he didn't intend to go to. We snatched him out of the literal wild. And we are going to keep him until we debut him. And that was the, you know, I can see the reasoning behind it in many ways. Plus, it's a great marketing ploy
It's
to
like-
hide somebody.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like when they have a TV preview and they show them like somebody backlit coming from behind the stage, like, guess who it is? You know, it's just like that. But,
Right, right.
You know, when it's not just one thing, when it's an extended period of time, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next, like, so as he kind of like, obviously he debuted. Woo woo. And we know what early Tay was like, but then he kind of started, I mean, they all started to evolve, but he started to evolve in a very, so he, and he chose a stage name, obviously, which they were like, you know, just pick a stage name. And he was like, yeah, V, Victory. That sounds good. Sure. But it kind of took on a life of its own, and he has been very vocal. He's been one of the most vocal members about having a very distinct himself versus his stage persona. So it's like Kim Taehyung versus V. And this was the part that Stephanie talked about us discussing tonight. So I think this is a really interesting topic to talk about what we think about his stage persona versus himself, and how he kind of grew into becoming, and this is something he's been called several times, the idol of idols, the idol that other idols watch, and what that means as far as what he's crafted with the persona. So, thoughts.
I'm just remembering when I saw him pour water all over himself at PTD Vegas. That's all. That's the thought.
No thoughts, just that. Just water. Just water.
Just that. Just pouring water on himself.
I think that him doing that, like his duality is the thing that really draws me to him the most. I find it really, really, I mean, they all have duality, let's be real. But yes. I think his is just top notch. But I think for me, just looking from the outside, obviously I don't know what that life is like, but it seems like such a healthy coping mechanism to deal with all of that is to literally just create an ulterior personality that sort of puts on the show and does all that. Mm-hmm. And then he could be a totally different person, his normal real self, when he's off stage. And he's just found the most beautiful way to be authentic in both places.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's equally authentic. They're just different sides. I don't think he's faking anything. I think they're just different sides of his personality. Yes. And they flourish either way. And I fell in love with him first. He was the first person that brought me to BTS. I found him in Friendcation in the soup with the Wooga Squad. And the thing that appealed to me about him was how absolutely humble he is in real life. And so when I saw him on stage and when I saw him kind of put on the show, I was like, okay, he really comes off sort of like, I don't want to say ego because that's like a negative connotation, but I mean, very, very sure of himself, very like he knows what he's doing, takes over that stage, which seems so opposite what I saw with the Wooga Squad that I was just immediately intrigued by him. And I just think he's one of the most, they're all authentic, but the duality of it is really awe-inspiring, at least to me.
No, he truly does have a very distinct stage personality, and it's not even just the stage. It's also when he's at photo shoots or shooting a music video. It's still that very distinct personality of V that he puts on versus Kim Taehyung, unless they're asking specifically for Kim Taehyung, like it's an interview or something like that. But so I do also find it fascinating that he can just, like, boom.
Bear,
like
tiger, bear, tiger.
Tiger, bear, tiger, bear. Like, I think very often about the live stages of Singularity that I've seen, where he comes on stage and it's just like that note starts and you see his face change. He just, boom. And it's crazy. But I think you're right, Stephanie. I think it is how he deals with his fame on the most base level. Because somebody earlier was in the chat joking about his 3-minute lives that he does on Weverse, or his 3-second lives, we're like blinking, you missed Taehyung live. But I truly do think that when he goes live like that, he's Taehyung, he's not V. And Taehyung can only take so much. I think he loves ARMY. He really does. And he loves to watch what ARMY does. He asks for vlogs all the time, and he loves hearing from ARMY, and he loves talking to ARMY. But I also think that he sometimes those comments don't do well for him, and I think he has his time limit sometimes, plus his battery's always at 3%, so
I think though also there's a difference between seeing snippets of ARMY out there, like seeing some tweets, seeing some videos, seeing some TikToks or whatever, versus I'm pretty sure that the comments of a live are like a tsunami of ARMY all at once.
Well,
and you
he's
can't turn it off.
he's often complained about live comments too. Like he's legitimately said, "Can you guys stop asking the same 6 questions? It's been a decade.
Yeah.
Get more original." I think he gets bored. His intelligence just he sees the same 7 questions getting repeated 72 times, and by the millionth "Marry Me, Yoongi," he's like, "I'm over it," and he's out.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to sit there. It's not his thing to sit there and do karaoke like it is Jungkook's. Jungkook can just go, "Okay, I'm not going to look at the comments for a while. I'm going to sing."
Yeah.
And then when he goes back to the comments, it's different, you know. But so like they each have their own way of dealing with it. But yeah, I think he prefers doing lives with other people rather than by himself as well.
Yoongi stares at us uncomfortably.
I truly believe that the comments are the main reason he does the short lives. He's like, "Oh, really? Again? All right, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Because
I guess I'm done. He's like, I came here, I did what I said I was going to come here to do, and so now it's you guys have made it weird now, so I'm going to go.
Well, I can't even fathom trying to keep up with the I mean, the comments just that we get, and we only have 127 people here. I mean, it's like trying to keep up. And then at least ours, you know, our people, you guys are wonderful commenters. Yes. Wonderful. You make great points. But some of that shit that's on Weverse, and they're putting that crap in there, and not to mention all the speak English and all that. I mean, I'm like him. I'd be like, I'm out. I don't have time for that. It's like,
So yeah, I think that, and so it's very different. But the whole stage persona that he created and the way he is on stage, I mean, like you just think about like any performance, and like everyone was talking about his facial expressions, his intensity and performance, and like how he kind of became this whole like idol of others thing. It's not to put anybody else's performance down at all, but it has been widely talked about, and a lot of idols have named him as a particular inspiration, somebody that they watched, they studied for how to be an idol on stage. And so,
but here's the problem with that. Not that I'm dissing anybody that does that, but the difference is with Tae, it is authentic. It's who he is. With anybody else trying to replicate,
well, I don't think they're trying to be him. They're trying to study, like learn how he does it, basically.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I agree with you. Nobody should try to be him.
It's either instinctual or it's not. I mean, you can learn some things, but I just think that what makes him so special is the fact that it is so instinctual. It just came naturally.
It's very true. It's very true. There are other people out there who probably have the same kind of instincts and are more, you know, like they watch and be like, oh, okay, and they pick it up and they adopt it for themselves and they create their own thing. And then there are other people who probably like try it a little too hard, and it's like, no, that's not you. You know, so it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. But we know that Yoongi loves to tease him about it, which makes it worthwhile in my book.
I think it's also kind of an intellectual way to deal with it. Of like, how do I protect my psyche from this? I make a separate persona.
Yeah.
So that kind of tracks with what we know of him.
100%. 100%. And yes, we do know he came up with the Borhe and the I Purple You. And this is kind of like a short kind of dive into Taehyung. Don't forget that you guys, we have solo member months. And in each member's month, we do on these lives, we do a couple little deep dives into them. So recently you've heard us talk quite a lot about Jin. Before that, we were talking about Namjoon. So when we get to Tae's month, we'll be talking even more about him. Don't worry.
They're coming.
So
it's going to go so fast.
I know. Another interesting question. Yes, his uniqueness definitely plays into that whole persona of his. But I think it's also kind of like his air of mystery. Like he has a kind of an aura of mystery about him, which probably also like lends to people just being intrigued by him. I'm trying to mute again.
I think it could also be like we've talked about how Jin uses humor to diffuse situations. I think this could be his like tool to use of like that when things are uncomfortable, he could be like, look at this wacky thing V's doing. He's over there making smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They've each got their little tool.
100.
I mean, it
Should we
came
do
back.
another giveaway? Should we do another giveaway? Yes. All right. Okay, so same thing as Katie said before. So we're gonna do another question. And we'll take like the first 3 people, and we'll if the first person doesn't answer, get back to us, we'll go to the second person and blah blah blah. And in case. So this will be again either for a single of Winter Ahead or a single of White Christmas. So this question is who is the featured artist on Tae's song Snowflower? If you've already won, don't answer. Who is the featured artist? Ooh. Oh, wait. Hold. Okay.
I'm seeing Dylan as the first one.
Dylan, Parker, and
is the
April.
second.
April were the first 3. Dylan, Parker, and April were the first 3. Good job, guys. So, Dylan Fabro. Peak Boy, yes, it was Peak Boy. Who is a member of the Wooga Squad and one of Taehyung's very good friends, and he was on Friendcation that Stephanie mentioned a little while ago with Taehyung. And Taehyung has also featured on one of Peak Boy's songs too. Been in the music video, at least. So, yay! Okay, that was question number 2. Ta-da! Congrats, guys. Okay, so the next thing that we have in our little discussion topic, I think this is pretty good because I wasn't even sure how I wanted to answer this question. So I want to put this to the group and the chat. So we talk about the different members like roles in the groups all the time. And when we talked about Jimin on his birthday, we very distinctly said that Jimin is kind of like the caretaker in the group. Like he's usually the one that seeks people out and like comforts them when they're down and things like that. You know, we talked about Hobi being kind of like the mom. He's talked about how he's raised the Maknaes as his little babies. And Jin's kind of like the dad or the older brother, you know, he's always giving him money and, you know, things, so et cetera, et cetera. But what do we think that Taehyung's role in the group is? I really, really just sat there and I was thinking about it because he is so many things, but there's also like, I don't know if there's one distinct thing. Glue?
I think sometimes my thought about Tae, because I'm a middle child, is he's almost like a middle child who can sometimes get lost in the group. Like when I'm watching In the Soups and stuff like that, and everybody else is really, you know, being loud and talking, he can tend to be more quiet. So I think he's very comfortable in whatever space he's in. But I think he's also probably like the rascal little brother that everybody could go to have fun. And I think he's the friend. Like he is the friend of everyone. Like he's never met a stranger. He wants everybody to feel a part. You'll see him in all those kind of behind the scenes or whatever things where he'll go find somebody who's sitting alone and he brings them and wants them to be a part. He doesn't want anybody to be left out. And I think that that's sort of, you know, I don't know. That's what I kind of see in him. But
Mom's just said something that made me really think and kind of locked something into my head that I had been. She said he gives them the confidence to be themselves. And then I was thinking, you're right. He is the ultimate hype man in that group. He hypes them all up constantly. Like he is always. Remember every time that like Namjoon puts himself down and says that he's a bad dancer, and Taehyung's like, what I'm not having any of is you insulting yourself like that.
I was going to say observer, and I think that's the first part of it. He's an observer.
Yeah.
And then he hypes what needs to be hyped. He notices what's down and then jumps in and is like, no.
Yeah.
We've joked before about how like Taehyung probably has, we joke a group chat or a chat with Jimin where he makes Jimin like do like self affirmations in the mirror in the morning. Like, I'm Jimin and I'm a beautiful bitch. Like,
He did that
Taehyung
in
totally
Jenny's
would
kitchen.
do that.
Like he wouldn't let her talk. Like in Jenny's kitchen, he was like, you know, you're gonna do great, and you've got this, and you know, he's very much a cheerleader.
Yes.
Wow.
So he's
He really
observant
feels
and
gracefully.
he pumps people up.
Yeah. And I mean, no bigger fan of the rap line exists. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We think that we're fans
Yeah.
of the rap line. And that
I was
we
just gonna say,
and we
I'm biased the rap line, but not as hard as he goes.
No one
Yeah.
biases the rap line as hard as Kim Tae-hyung. That man rips his shoes off and throws them across the room. He's so excited about the rap line.
He can literally not sit still at a fan sign event if a rap line song comes on. He's just immediately like, seat? What seat? I'm supposed to sign
Don't bother him. Don't bother him by telling him he's heard the song 5 million times before. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. If Cypher 3 comes on, he's going to do the entire thing.
The hype level is
Exactly.
he's still keeping it a buck.
Give him an army bomb and throw him to the audience. He will just be there.
He has said many times that he wants to he wants to crowd surf. He did it in the Fire music video, and ever since then, he's like, I really want to crowd surf. And the staff is all like, no, Taehyung, absolutely not. Nope.
You know what? I was thinking about him for his birthday, and one of my favorite Taehyung moments ever is at what's that?
So that's at the end, but go ahead. You can come up with another
Oh,
one.
well, this goes into how I feel about him because the word that I thought of when I think of this moment is just pure joy. They are performing Run BTS at the Busan concert. And when he turns around like this and does this move, and he's got his tongue out and he's just smiling like he's like, I am on top of the fucking world right now, doing what I love with the people I love for the people I love. Like it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just, that moment always comes back to me. And I think that helps in the group. You have the people who, like Yoongi's like, the wheel is always on the road. The rubber's on the road. We do steps 1 through 2 through 3 through 4 because that's how prolific Yoongi is. But I feel like everything has kind of like a plan. I feel like with Taehyung sometimes he'll start at point A and then end up at J and then come back this way and come down this way and then go, hey, I finished my assignment. And Yoongi's like, wait, how did you do that? He's like,
But
I
was
just went with the
following
flow.
He's like,
I just went with the flow.
And Taehyung's like, I don't know, I just went.
I just did it. And that's how I feel his spot in Bangtan is just he just has this internal compass that
Yeah.
just never fails him for what
Wow.
he wants to do. And it comes again, like I said, from a place of just joy. He is doing what he loves with surrounded by people who adore him. And it's just like, who wouldn't smile that big, right?
Mhm.
You know, you're doing that move and you're like, I'm on top of the world. And I love that.
We've talked about that internal compass too. We've often joked a lot, although it's not really a joke. We have joked about passing Tae's vibe check. They're like, if there was somebody in the group, if you wanted to get in with BTS, who is the person that you would really need to get in with? And it's Kim Taehyung. If you do not pass his vibe check, you are not getting into BTS. Because he knows. He knows. And I think that's part of that whole internal compass thing. Like he just knows when somebody is not his thing, and therefore when somebody is also not BTS's thing. Ooh, their conscience. That's an interesting thing. That's an interesting at it. I think they all have they've all got a really, really great conscience. They do. Yeah. But I do think Taehyung just says what's on. Sometimes he doesn't filter. I mean, he knows how to, but sometimes he just literally says whatever he's thinking. And so
Well, I
They're
think
all
that also goes to show we talked about how intelligent they all are, but they're also extremely emotionally intelligent.
yes,
Which
yes,
I
Mhm.
think is why they, no matter what comes out of, I mean, they are so well spoken, well behaved, like all of it. And I don't think, again, it's not an act; it's just who they are as people. But they are just great, great, great communicators. Great. I think he just reads people, like you were saying, so well.
yes.
And you can tell when he's sitting in an interview and he doesn't like the person that's like,
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't hide it. There's no, like, he'll be gracious, but I mean, his face may show, you know,
Yeah.
He has some of the most famous gifts we use for like
yeah.
on the server.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get that.
Vibe
Exactly.
check fail.
Vibe check fail. um
Check fail.
so with that, we talked about like his earlier and like his persona and everything. So how has he changed? Like what have we seen him change the most with over the years? Because Kim Taehyung, when BTS debuted in 2013, is definitely not the Kim Taehyung that we know today. So what do we think are the main ways in which he's changed, and how is that contributed to the Taehyung we have now?
Well, if I can, he talked a lot in the book, the behind the scenes book,
Mm-hmm.
about the exhaustion and the toll that that took on him personally. And I know that they all worked hard, but there was something that you could tell like back then that it was like it was hurting his soul. It was
Mm-hmm.
really like the exhaustion was really getting bone deep with him, like it was for all of them, but him. And because I think about him on stage, when he's in the red suit and the red
Mm-hmm.
hair, and he's just sobbing, like
Yes.
he's remembering all those feelings all at once, and it's just hitting him so hard. And I think over the years he figured out how to live with that, because they didn't stop working as hard as they were working. They've always worked hard, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
level of work didn't decrease, it increased. So he did something. He got right with something in himself internally to try to be able to turn that into the joy that you saw at the Busan concert. You know what I mean? Like something happened. He figured something out internally.
I
Yeah.
think
I don't know. What do you think it was?
you can be extremely extroverted, which I think he is,
Hmm.
but be being required to give people so much of your energy all the time. And I don't just
Mm,
mean dancing and singing. I mean having to be on, and because everybody you meet's going to want you to have a say, say something to them, and all of that kind of pressure. I mean, no matter how extroverted you are, at some point your soul, like you said, is just going to need a fucking break. And I think
Yeah.
and I think what he's finally done is figured out that balance, because he says in
mm,
the Monuments documentary, I've really learned that I like the quiet. I really like being alone. And some of us, it takes us 54 years to figure that shit out. And he kind of has figured it
mm,
out really early. And I think it's just having to deal with all the different phases that came at them. They came at them really so quickly. It was a matter of figuring out who you were and what you wanted, and how do I live like this? Like, how do
mm.
I think
When he started,
I think the key is boundaries. I think he knows what the boundaries are, and he's very clear about like, I'm gonna do this, but I'm not gonna do this. It's the thing that you were saying about the lives of like, yeah, I'll do a live, but I won't put up with the comments, and that's my boundary, and that's why I'm gonna yeet myself out of it very quickly.
And I think that shows the change, because when we started, he went from the whole like, something else that he said was that he didn't think much beyond being a trainee. Like he was just, that was his goal, to be a trainee. He didn't have a goal really beyond that. And then he was like, yeah, I mean, I'd like to debut, but I'm not going to like pin all my hopes. And so then when he did, he was like, oh. And I think for a while, he didn't have a goal beyond like for himself as an entertainer. He was just kind of like going with it and going with it and going with it. And he, of course, you know, wanted BTS to do well and succeed and all of that. But I don't think that he had like personal goals for himself until after they went through all of that in like 2017 and 2018. And he realized, well, okay, well, now I know what I don't want. So now let's think about what I do want for the future. And so that started leading to the Taehyung that we have now, the person who went into the military saying, I have these very clear goals for myself. And that's very different than the Taehyung we met back in 2013. So
I think a lot of it may have to do with, if you remember in the monuments, they showed us that behind the scenes meeting when Bang PD brought the members together. It was around 2017, 2018 when they started exploding. And he was like, listen, guys, we have to figure out each of you have to figure out how to find your happiness. What makes you happy? Because it can't be work all the time. There has to be some level of balance. And he mentioned in that meeting that they were going to bring in therapy teams and they were going to bring in therapists to have conversations with them as they desired on, you know, working through the shit. So part of this would have been having actual professionals come in around that era to teach them how to cope and how to find something that makes them happy and how to deal with. And so a lot of that early stuff we saw, the company was just too small. I don't think they really had the psychiatry therapy team that Hybe now has. Is a big part of their training development is to have a therapy team to help people deal with the psychological pressures and all of this. And so that was kind of where they seemed to bring in the therapy teams is around that 2017, 2018 era. And so I think that having professionals help them learn how to cope made a massive difference for all of them.
But also to that point of like having professionals and stuff like that, I think sometimes you don't know what your limit is until you reach it.
yeah,
You have to go through the thing to figure out why this thing is making you uncomfortable or unhappy or like not, you know, and it's horrible to say it this way, but I think that being able to kind of like have, how do I say, the maturity to kind of like interpret the situation that you're in and just say, okay, this is making me feel uncomfortable and this is making me unhappy. What do I do to fix this?
Yeah.
And just like getting to that point is like kind of necessary. It's like kind of the necessary evil to kind of go through it and figure out, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not putting myself in this situation anymore.
Especially when you're that young, because when you're that young, most people think they're indestructible. And they could just be whatever and keep doing it and it'll be fine. And it's like, no, everybody has a breaking point.
Well, I think what we also saw through his solo era is a man who I think has found himself to the point that he was like, I'm going to make the music that I want to make. Whoever likes it, likes it. I'm not chasing after numbers. I'm not chasing after charts. I'm not like, he's so now confident in himself and knows himself enough to know this is what's going to make my heart happy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to promote it the same way. I'm not going to go about this the way that JK might or Jimin might or what have you. And he stayed true to himself, which I think they all have, by the way. But I think, you know, it's that matureness in him that's like, I know who the fuck I am. I don't need, you know, and he doesn't play the games, I don't think. I think he doesn't.
He knows he's like a little left of center of what like most people would want to see from him. He skews left of that and he's fine with it. And he's totally happy with it. And what it was that one line that he always says, like 90% of ARMY will get it. I think he feels the same way. It's like they're gonna get me or they're not gonna get me. And that's fine. because this is who I am. And I think that is very true. You either you get Taehyung or you don't get Taehyung.
I'm just sitting here thinking of all my favorite Taehyung moments, and my other one that I will watch anytime it comes up is him in Vegas dancing in the jazz club by himself on the floor, just jamming, and there's couples dancing all around him, and he's just the vibe. That's him. He's just in the middle of the room vibing.
Is
And
it
I'm like,
also
that is
him that behind the scenes thing of them like after PTD and they're in that restaurant and he's on top of the table dancing and somebody's trying to pull him down? Is that Tay Tay too? Yeah. He's like, no,
it is, yes.
It's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to mention that because it's not official. Sorry, but every time I see it, I laugh.
It is not, but it was very widely circulated, so I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. Yes.
He's a total ambivert. It's what people are saying in the comments.
I saw extrovert, introvert. I saw a lot of introverted extrovert or extra or not shy introvert people saying in the comments. All those are great. Okay, ambivert is a very good way of. He's also ambidextrous, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Ambiverted. He's ambidextrous. He can either be like completely introverted and shy, or he can be the life of the party. It's just two switches. Let's do another giveaway before we get to our next and or potentially final topic really quickly. So again, this is for either a winter ahead or a white Christmas. And we'll take the first one that we see, the first answer we see, but we'll take the 3 names in case somebody doesn't answer us. So the next question is, so Taehyung did a song cover for his birthday, released in 2014. He released a song cover for his birthday. What was the song that he covered? This one's a little harder. I want the name of the song. I saw Crystal.
Yeah, we got one.
Got it.
We got one.
If you can't remember the name, sing the line. There you go.
Yeah, Crystal got it, and then a couple of people got it after her. So it was Someone Like You by Adele is the song that he covered and put out for his birthday in 2014. Good job, Crystal.
What a good song, too.
Yeah.
I know this is the BTS show, but that's an amazing
great song. Great song. He loves Adele. He listens to her all the time. That's not the first time he's shouted her out by playing her music. So yes, covered flawlessly. And then last but not least, Christina already kind of ushered us in, but I just wanted to say, let's talk about our favorite Taehyung moments. We'll end the live with our favorite Tae moments.
Okay, well, I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't at least mention Tata Mike Face. When that man straight up lied to get that Tata mic.
Yep.
And we were all sitting behind our screen yelling, "Give him the mic! He wants the mic!
Tata mic.
Give him the mic!" And when he got it,
he ate the
yes.
paper.
Yes. And when he got the mic, we were all like, yes, thank you. Because
everything is good with the world.
Everything's fine now. He got the mic.
He was like, Tata mic?
Yeah.
We're like, yes, give him the Tata mic! Give him the Tata mic!
What are you talking about? Proof. The proof is this. His face. Give it to him.
Give it to him!
What paper? And the moment he ate that paper, the way I cheered, I audibly screamed at my computer, "Get it, Tay!" Like, and then I lost my shit. I was laughing so hard, tears were coming out because he ate the fucking paper. He ate the proof.
Jen would be proud. I bet Jen was like going, "Yep, I raised him right."
Yes.
I don't think Jin would eat the paper. He'd be like, "Ugh."
Yeah, that was
Yeah, he was
Jay just went
so
for it.
he was so proud of himself. And then I loved Hobi right after too, going, "Oh, the green is pretty." And Taehyung's like, "I know, I know, I know, I know, I know." It's just so good.
I think my favorite Tay moment is from In the Soup season 1. And Jimin helped with it a little bit, but it's the conversation that he instigated to have with JK because he felt like they'd become disconnected and he wanted to have that repair. And he was so nervous. And I thought for me, it was one of the most inspiring kind of moments ever. It's that again, his wanting to be connected to people, and this is someone that he loved, and he felt like they'd grown distant, and he wanted to repair it. And then he had little Jimin over there helping him, and I just thought it was precious. It's one of my most favorite moments ever. Yeah,
It was a really good one. And JK was like, what is happening? What is this? What? Why?
And he flipped that pancake, didn't he?
He did.
Yes, he did. He did. He flipped that bitch.
He did. And I think that's so great that that whole I know that's your other that's got it. Well, I think that's more of a Jin moment for Stephanie, but Taehyung is in that role. You know, he's the one. He's like, I want to flip it, and he knows he can do it. He's so determined. But you know, he always like him telling Jin over the years so many times that you can do this, you can do this. Jin turns right back around and is like, he can do it.
yep, he can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. For me, it's a couple of them. So for one, Kim So-hyun was trying to wreck me for a very long time, and it was Tata Mike Kim Taehyung that actually fucked me up at the end. Mostly because I was trying to mess with Lisa using Tata Mike K, and that's what threw me over the record line. So it will always be in like favorite status, is that. But the other is him playing Running Man during his layover promo era.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Taehyung and the moment they're trying to collect the stuff and he grabs that bucket and he just throws it under there and back. And then somebody tries to mimic him and it all bounces out. And he was like, oh, no, you had to put a towel in that thing to stop the bouncing. And I was just like, this brilliant motherfucker. Oh, it's one of my favorites is just watching that man's brain work. And that episode was peak intelligent Tay. It was just brilliant.
Yes.
I have an older one. I love in Run BTS when they're wearing that sign on their back and he completely convinces Jimin that he doesn't have him as his objective and sticks everything he can to his back. Like, I am like, man, the betrayal there.
The look on
It's
Jimin's
so
face.
Casual, easy betrayal for a scooter. Just such easy betrayal. Like, not care in his world. Just
No.
no.
But Jimin is like, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sinsawa, we're back to the dorms. We're done. It's over. Our friendship is over. Who can say I can't?
It's just business.
It's just, bro.
Bro.
Don't hate the player, bro. Hate the game.
Exactly. He just wants to win, so he's gonna do it. He's just gonna do it.
Listen, Kim Taehyung was raised by Kim Seok-jin. If this bitch doesn't cheat at a Run BTS or Running Man game, is he even Kim Seok-jin's son? I don't think so.
He's so much more because Jin just truly doesn't care. Jin just cheats.
Yep.
He's like, I mean, they're going to see me or they're not going to.
In a way that's
I'm just
insidious.
Kim Taehyung is far more subtle. Far more subtle. He's really a Machiavelli of Run BTS.
He's gonna cheat, and the staff's not even going to know he cheated until they're editing it later, and they'll be like, "Mother, fuck!"
There he goes again.
Yep.
But also one of my favorite moments of Tae is when he was promoting Layover and he met with that army. And when the
Yes.
army started crying when he left, he came back and gave her a hug.
One of mine. Yep.
I mean,
The dingo story.
The
Oh my
man.
god, that's so freaking cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
Katie?
Would say like I was trying to think of a specific one and I'm blanking out, but I really enjoy his friendship with Jimin. Um, it makes me so happy to see their friendship. And obviously they're all friends in the group, but their platonic soulmate friendship makes me so happy because Jimin is one of my biases and we know like he's been open about the fact that he has a lot of self-esteem issues. And so him pumping Jimin up always makes me happy and it shows what a good person he is. Yeah, so I was up along with Tata Mike was actually the one I was going to use, but as I was thinking about it more, those moments always make me really happy, as well as when in the Europe season of Bon Voyage, Northern Europe was I think season 1. Yeah, when he's just on walkabout,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "This staff will come get me."
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to get on this bus. I don't know where it goes, but I'm going to get on this bus.
Yeah, I just took that bus. That bus looked good. I got on the first bus I saw, and I wandered, and there's windmills.
Yep.
The staff will find me.
I'm blowing on a dandelion. Everything's fine.
He was
Everything's-
fine. Jimin was losing his shit. Like, what?
where the hell are you?
Yeah. And he's like, I'm somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm in the
just
same
reading
country,
here.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
I also really enjoy Saxophonista.
Namjoon's like, pronunciation.
And now Jude was like, say it again. Try it
See,
again.
We
Try it
always
again.
joke. We always joke about Namjoon freaking out about stuff JK does. I really think Taehyung is the one who makes Namjoon just
The most
clench.
nervous.
The
Yeah,
most nervous.
And a little bit.
Just
Like every
Just
time
just
he
a little-
starts
a little
speaking,
pucker.
Namjoon's like, what's he gonna say?
yeah.
Oh,
But
God.
instead,
Like, you guys are with me
of,
sometimes.
instead of saying the word over again, like Namjoon said, he got petty and he said woodwind instrument.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, I love you, Taehyung. I just
I love how all the rest of the members immediately react with like, you're not just supposed to say that. And Namjoon was the only one who's like, you might want to say it again.
you might want to say it again. And he's like, woodwind instruments.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do
How's
it
that?
again.
Is that
I
better?
think everyone's gone. So honorable mention to anything with kids or animals. I will say, actually, no, him, the little. Well, I guess it was Hobi who's holding Tanny into the like. He's doing mic drop with Tanny. That's so cute. But yeah, Taehyung with kids
Yes.
or small animals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The date with Army that he had during layover that Patricia mentioned, that is one of my favorite moments as well. And I think you can see at the beginning of the episode when he's talking to like the production staff and he's waiting for her to get there. He's so nervous. He's so nervous he can't contain himself, but he's also like so happy. And he was like just smiling, like you could tell like he really wanted to do it and he wanted it to go well and he wanted her to be happy to see him. And he was worried about living up to her expectations.
So cute.
Imagine that. But he was worried about living up to her
He could
expectations.
literally just sit there and smile, and he would meet all her expectations. Like he's
All of them.
Like,
Wouldn't have to say a word. But
he said her name above.
He said her name. The whole thing is so gracious and just very like considerate of her and really interested in what she had to say to him and offered thoughtful responses to things that she said to him, which is not something you always see with celebrities interacting. And let's be honest, a lot of times they don't have the time to offer thoughtful responses. They don't have time to offer much more than a hi, it's nice to meet you, but this was an opportunity where he really could do that. And it's something he's good at. He's a listener. Like we said earlier, he's an observer. He's a listener. He always listens and he gives back. And so he really did that. And it struck me, especially when she was talking about like in the van when they were having that conversation about, and she was talking about how she had gotten sick and she kept failing her test. and she was so disheartened that she had like pulled away from all of her friends and her family, and she was just having a really hard time and didn't know how to relate to anybody anymore. And he talked about how he had a hard time relating to people, and he didn't used to have friends until he got to the point where he was like, I had to find the people that worked with me. And so that whole thing is just a favorite moment. The whole layover era, because I really think it was him truly getting to that point of this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. This is the kind of stuff that I want to do. And showing us that bit of his personality, like Stephanie said, where he just did everything in the way he wanted to do it. And it was like, I'm going to do these promotions. I don't care what promotions you want me to do. I'm going to do these. Because I think it's what fits me best. There are so many things about Taehyung, because he really, it was Yoongi first for me, and Yoongi is still there always in my heart. But then Taehyung just came in like a train, just like boom, and I didn't stand a chance. When all the little quiet moments I've mentioned, like his La Jazz de Vie, and it just all those little moments where I've heard him like just singing like different like jazz stuff, all those quiet moments. Like there's a moment from In the Soup where he goes out in the boat by himself, and he's just listening to music on his phone, and he's recording it, and he's just like quietly singing along with it. And or when he went on his little like the vlog thing, took that road trip, and he's sitting in that gazebo with the wind. He's just sitting there listening to music and singing along with it, and just those quiet moments where he's just enjoying the world and music and himself. Those are what kill me. And that's I think that's him in a nutshell. That's him in a nutshell, those quiet moments of Taehyung. So
I think we have to end our Taehyung discussion with Quince. I think we have to.
I was
We have
trying to wrap it up. I was trying to wrap
No, I think it's valid. I think it's valid.
trying to wrap it up. We have one more giveaway. We'll do that, and then we'll be out of your guys' hair. This is the last one of the night. Thank you all for coming and listening.
Hey, just real quick, just make sure everybody knows Tay's birthday video is up on our YouTube page, so you can go watch that.
Yay!
Yes, it is.
Birthday compilation.
And thank you, Taehyung, for being born at the end of the year, because that means you complete our set of 7 birthday compilation videos.
Yeah.
And we love it when we reach the number 7.
Yep.
So thank you.
Indeed.
And we will never be doing it again.
Yep.
We will not be doing this again. No, not this particular thing. We will still celebrate their birthdays, but it'll be different.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Different.
Last giveaway, it's either going to be for a copy of Winter Ahead or a copy of White Christmas. And this last question is not Taehyung related. It is AP 529 related. So we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier in the live, but you guys know that we are in our solo member eras in the blog. We have already gone through November. We are wrapping up December. So we are about to go into another month. And if you know, we do everything in fan chant order, so you know who's next. Can you guess the name of the next month? First person who gets it. Ooh.
Okay, first person who gets it who doesn't have exposure to something that would have told them. Be
Yeah.
honest. Be honest.
If nobody else gets it, we'll go back to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say there are some people who can't answer.
They're like dancing around it so far.
You guys, some of you are so close. I love whoever said topiary. I feel like it's an autocorrect, but topiary.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that's.
These are cracking me up.
You're close again.
That's close. I mean, think about the spelling.
Think about this.
We got one. We got it.
Susie got it.
Susie.
Susie.
There it is. Yoonguary.
January.
Let's do this.
Some of you guys were so close.
I know, it was like we were dancing around it on either end. It was great.
Yep.
Susie, you got it.
Somebody said Minuary, and I was like, that would have been good too.
That would have been very
You know, I
But-
was afraid that somebody was going to come up with a better word than we did, but you know.
Everyone was going for SUGA at first. They were saying Suguary, and I was like, no.
You
very
January.
We're on a first name basis around here. First name
For,
basis.
listen, for November and December, when they're using portions of their legal name.
Katie, if that's you typing, that's the wrong username.
It is not me.
Whoever wrote that,
Sorry, it's
it's STG0347 heart, purple heart, Susie SUXIE.
there's a screenshot.
Nice work.
Yeah,
I mean, these have been so fun,
yeah.
but the Yoongi, here it comes.
Yeah, it does. Before we get out of your guys' hair, just quick reminders tonight. Week 52 is dropping at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Our blog, it is our final blog of the year. It is our special Politan blog for you guys. And this was an idea that came up out of nowhere. By the way, this was not pre-planned. This came about like, I don't know, a month or so ago, a month and a half, a month or two ago. I don't remember. Was it Katie? Was it you?
That's me.
Yeah, it was Katie.
I was like,
Hey.
hey.
Idea. And I was like, I love that plan. Let's go with it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love that plan. And also, I had a week I didn't know what to do with. So I love when a plan comes together.
It was
Yeah.
glorious. I needed that. I needed your plan to
Yeah.
exist.
So next week is a very special holiday blog. It's going to look a little different. Not now, Alexa. It's
There she is.
Yes, we needed one.
I said no. It's going to look a little different, but it's going to be great. So make sure you guys check the holiday blog out next week. And that's going to be called Rockin' Around the Bangtan Tree.
As you should.
By the
As
way,
one
we
does.
said 9 to 5,000 in the map. We're 4 away. 4 away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then make sure you come and check out our Discord. We have tons of watch parties. We watch parties for the blog every week. We talked about different things we've talked about tonight, like Bon Voyage and Ginny's Kitchen. You know, all those. Like we have watch parties for those too. You can find our Discord link on our website, ap529.com/links. And then I don't know. Do we need to do the? Let's see. There's other ones on here. If you guys want to do them really quickly. Vote.
Shoot,
So
I already
those guys-
closed it.
We
Oh,
definitely
I
need
mean-
to just remind everybody that that on Wednesday we'll be on YouTube celebrating our 1 year
Yes.
anniversary.
Yes.
Yes.
Christina, can you remind everybody of the Taehyung birthday stream goals?
Yes. So in our Discord, we have a streaming charting voting channel as well as a web page. And the goal was to buy Winter Ahead. So any versions that you don't have, we're trying to pop some Winter Ahead up on the charts. So
Yeah. And of course,
For
also
today.
still stream.
Yeah.
also still stream. Yep.
Winter
Yeah.
Ahead.
And we have playlists. We're still, even though we got Hobi to #1 with Blue Side, we still want to stream that. So we live our Bangtan lives spherically in all directions at once, don't we?
Yep.
Yes, correct, Paulina. It is specifically the trio version of Winter Ahead, the new
Yes.
trio version that is the one that's being
Pushed.
spearheaded,
Yeah.
pushed. Yes, thank
Yep.
you. I was looking for a word for that. And then yes, as Stephanie said,
Again, in order to try to get an iTunes #1, they're going to try to pick a song that's not already been purchased. So that's why they're going for the trio version, because it's less likely people have already purchased that one. So that's the most likely to try to get it to iTunes chart.
Yes.
Right.
And then, like Stephanie just said, our live is on Wednesday on YouTube, our 1 year anniversary. So it's starting an hour earlier. If you have not already marked that as a reminder, we're starting at 8 Eastern on this Wednesday instead of 9. So an hour earlier so we can go 2 hours for our lives instead of our special anniversary edition.
And ask us how much we've planned of it. None.
No, a little bit. More than
We
this.
talked a little bit about it.
Planned about 20, 25%.
We talked about it.
Opening this, aren't we? We're opening
Yeah, we are
this
opening
thing.
Listen, I made a list.
Show your
last
address.
week.
Go show your address.
Show your address.
We have a time. We have 6 people that are going to show up. What
That's
else?
true.
We
That's
have.
We know
It's gonna be on
vaguely what we're going to
YouTube.
talk about.
We know what we're going to
We
talk
might make
about.
another appearance.
We have a literal, we have a metric fuck ton of giveaways that we talked about.
We have a metric fuck
I made
ton
a
of-
list and everything.
We might get some
Listen.
sugar.
Let's be so for real.
Of
You
the
don't
other
love us
kind.
because we're super, super organized all the time. You
That's
don't.
exactly right.
No, that is not our appeal.
No.
But
No.
after 2.5 hours, I'm almost done adding this stupid sentence to all of our descriptions.
Chaos and fuckery abound.
Don't forget to go buy your hagwear and
Put some pics in the Discord if you get that.
And your hag army.
Love to see it.
Not
We did already sell one Hag Army item.
now.
Yoonguary.
We did sell one
It's
Hag
also
Army item.
Haguary. Haguary.
Haguary.
No,
Yoongi would
Yoongi
approve.
Yoongi
He
would
would.
approve of sharing his month with Haguary.
You would.
Totally.
Totally.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
absolutely would approve of that.
All right.
All right. Let's get going. We'll see you.
Okay.
So much.
Bye. Love you. Love you.
What a Happy
Happy birthday, Taehyung.
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Hey.